Hi, everybody. It's Nate Charles, and welcome back to the Rule of Law Brief. Happy Thanksgiving. What happened in D.C. in the last 24 hours, the shooting of two National Guard soldiers by an Afghan man identified as Ramanullah Lakanwal, is deadly serious. According to federal officials, he drove across the country with a plan. He opened fire with a .357 revolver, critically injuring two young National Guard members on duty near the White House. At Charles International Law, we take incidents like this personally, and not because we dabble in the subject. I served 3 combat tours in Afghanistan as a Navy SEAL, including with the most elite special operations unit on Earth. I conducted counterterrorism operations. I've seen the worst men alive up close, and I know exactly what real extremism violence looks like. I've also served as a federal prosecutor in the National Security Division of the Department of Justice. National security vetting, terrorism investigations, insider threats. This is what I did for a living. So we're not speculating from the cheap seats at Charles International Law, and we're not chasing political narratives. We understand these issues better than almost any other talking heads who will be screaming on cable tonight. And here's the hard truth. We represent dozens of Afghan men and women who assisted the United States. Many of them worked for the Afghan military, the intelligence services, or the U.S. government and NATO forces. Some fought exactly the same Taliban, Haqqani network, and al-Qaeda elements that I fought. Many shed blood on our behalf. Their families are still trapped in Afghanistan to this day because of the bigoted, xenophobic immigration policies of the Trump administration, including the abrupt, indefinite freeze on all Afghan immigration applications announced immediately after this shooting. Nothing, not trauma, not desperation, not separation from family, not past service, is a justification for violence against innocent Americans. If this was terrorism, it will be prosecuted as terrorism, as it should. If it was deliberate political violence, prosecute it as deliberate political violence. If it was a mental health crisis, let the facts speak to that. But we don't know yet what it was. But if this turns out to be political, if the attacker acted out of rage or despair linked to U.S. policy, then we also need the courage to confront why people are being pushed into that kind of desperation. The Trump administration has trapped thousands of Afghan families under Taliban rule for years. Many of our clients haven't seen their spouses or children in over 3 years because of the arbitrary, punitive policies designed to score political points by punishing brown Muslim migrants. Again, that is not justification for violence, but it is an important part of the context. And if you're one of the people already rushing to denigrate an entire nationality because of one man's actions, hear this clearly. Don't you dare. Don't you dare smear an entire nationality of U.S. allies who have undergone some of the most extensive vetting of any group entering this country. Don't you dare use this tragedy to wash your hands of the moral obligations we owe to the people who fought beside us, bled beside us, and risked everything for a country that told them we would not abandon them. Above all, don't you dare pretend you bear no responsibility after voting for political leaders whose bigoted immigration policies have marginalized these men and women for the second time in their lives. First by the Taliban and al-Qaeda, and now by the country they helped defend. We'll wait for an investigation. We will wait for the truth. But we will not allow opportunists to weaponize this moment against the very people who protected us for 20 years. Charles International Law stands with our Afghan allies, and we stand with the rule of law. Persecuting someone on the basis of their nationality is one of the ways that a person earns asylum in any signatory country to the Refugee Convention. Persecuting somebody on the basis of their nationality is exactly the kind of evil that our immigration and asylum laws are meant to prevent. So don't you dare start persecuting Afghans now just because they're Afghan. That is not okay under our laws, and it is not okay under our morality.